is of man. Don't have to worry about it. All of my books will be burned that day. Every lesson I've written will be gone. Turns out God never needed any of it. Yeah. God was, Isaiah 64:6. Even our righteous deeds are dirty rags. There is nothing, only what God wants. And what he wants is us focused on winning others and preserving those to the end. And verse 8 is one of those verses that's argued about 1,000 times over. And here's Peter not starting an argument, so maybe we shouldn't either. But do not let this one fact escape your notice, beloved, that with the Lord 1 day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is 1 day. Because we're made in the image of God, I think we sometimes think God is a lot like us. And I think two things can be true at once. We're made in the image of God, but we're not God. He has a much different time frame. He has a much different set of priorities than we often do. And to him, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is a day. It's been 2,000 years since Peter wrote this. So to God, that's about a weekend. And you know how fast weekends go, right? When you've got as much on your mind as God does, I'm not so sure that whether or not the Cubs win or the Cardinals win is of his utmost concern. I'll never forget my dad. He would get so upset when the Cubs would lose, which looking back now, it seemed kind of inevitable in the 80s and 90s. Get so upset, it would ruin his whole day. And then it would ruin our day. Because if he was in a bad mood, then it was really hard for anybody else to be in a good mood. And I remember finally in my late teenage years, he shut off the TV because he said, I just realized that at church this past Sunday, instead of thinking about what the preacher was saying,